when to visit, what the weather is like. That is the subject matter, and that's why Keith Toller is here from the Santa Fe Convention and Visitors Bureau. Thank you, sir, very much for being here.
Again, thank you for having me.
It is my pleasure. We need to talk about, first of all, Santa Fe is located in which time zone? We need to start there.
We are in the Mountain Time Zone, 2 hours from the East Coast.
All right, very good. And then people always want to know, when's the best time to visit? Now, I know that can be very subjective. It depends on what you want, but help us out in terms of visitation, in terms of numbers.
Well, the peak season is going to be July and August. That is when the Santa Fe Opera is performing, the Santa Fe Chamber Music Festival, so it brings a lot of arts aficionados over. Plus, you have the families taking their summer family vacations, so they're coming for the heritage and the history of Santa Fe, and that's the big time. We also have the Spanish traditional, Spanish colonial market, Spanish contemporary market, as well as the Indian market, and that is the largest Indian market in the world, and that's in August.
And that's in August. Does that run continually in August, or are there certain days?
It's just one weekend in August, and there's about 600 juried artists that will be selling their wares during the Indian market.
And I would imagine that would be a difficult time to find a hotel room, so you need to book early for that, right?
If you're coming for Indian market, I definitely suggest you book early.
Early meaning a year in advance, 6 months, what do you recommend?
Usually about a year in advance. For Indian market, we are about 50% sold out.
Wow. That's huge.
Yes.
Can people stay outside of Santa Fe if they have to?
There's some beautiful properties out in Santa Fe County. We're so close to Albuquerque that a lot of people will stay in Albuquerque and commute up for that busy weekend.
Okay. How about the weather? What's the weather like? People ask you that all the time. Oh, you must love your job because you have great weather. What does that mean?
Well, it's amazing to me because a lot of people think that we're going to be 110 degrees, in the summertime. The most we really ever get up to is about 92, and then in the evenings it drops down into the 60s in the summertime.
And that's because of the elevation, right? Is that, pretty much you're still dropping into the 60s?
Yes, the elevation really affects the weather, and a lot of people don't realize we're such a ski destination in the winter. We had a 144-inch base at the ski basin this year. More snow than Colorado and Utah put together.
The skiers out there, will they say, oh, well, what do they like about coming to ski there?
Well, it's one of the highest elevations that you can start from at 12,700 feet. So it rivals some of the elevations in Europe. So a lot of people like that. But they also like the fact that when they come to Santa Fe, they can ski Santa Fe, they can drive an hour north and ski Taos, they can drive an hour west and ski Pajarito, or an hour south and ski Sandia.
Oh, that's a great hub and spoke situation right there. No, best time of year, in your opinion, when would you like people to come and visit?
I really like the fall. That's my favorite time of the year, when the aspens all turn yellow. I really enjoy the outdoor recreation, the hiking in the mountains, and it's a beautiful, beautiful time to hike in the mountains. You don't have the storms coming up in the afternoons, and the evenings are crisp and the fireplace weather, and it's just really a nice time to visit.
And there's always time for cuddling.
Always. What a romantic destination Santa Fe is.
I just like to say the word cuddle anytime I can work that in. Snuggle is another one, I guess. Thank you, sir, very much for this.
Thank you for having me on the show.
My pleasure. We'll be right back.